Hey, Louise. It's the Lieutenant Governor. He wants to speak to Warden Gates.
She's not doing the talking here anymore. We are. And we got some demands. Number one, we want to speak to the governor, not you.
I'm not interested in your demands. I'm giving you just 5 minutes to surrender.
The hell you are. We got gold-plated hostages here, lady. And you're gonna give us money and a chopper to fly our way out of here.
Shut up, Pat. That's not what we're doing this for. We'll get back to you.
Are you crazy, Bertha? We can get out of here the easy way and spring Mary the same time.
And get everybody killed doing it.
Come on, maybe Kat's right, Bert. Mary's already doing time for murder. If they frame her for this one, she'll never get out of this place.
Tug, nobody is trying to frame Mary. Lay down your weapons. I guarantee she'll get a fair trial.
Oh, sure. Just like she did the first time.
Come on, Mary's only part of it. What about the living conditions and the food?
You know I've tried to improve things. I've only been here a few months.
Oh, save it for your campaign. You manage to calm the media, but lady, you don't show me nothing but hot gas.
That's why you grabbed Mary so fast. You could show the newspapers that you just cracked the case in 5 minutes. Hey, it's not my fault. A murderer did it.
Hey, I am telling you, the only way to save Mary from another 20 to 30 is to spring her. Bust her out of here.
No! Wait a minute. What we need is someone the police will respect. Somebody who knows how a killer thinks and can figure out who really killed Dr. Matthews.
Dream of it.
Well, we have that somebody right here. Oh,
Listen to her, will you?
Oh, no.
Mrs. Fletcher, if you don't, they'll do things Catherine's way. Please.
Will you give me your word that the murderer will be turned over to the police? No matter what, no matter who.
Yeah, sure.
Very well, then. I'll do what I can.
Mrs. Fletcher, do you understand the risks in this plan?
Oh, indeed I do, Mrs. Campbell, but I think it will avoid unnecessary bloodshed.
The governor is out of the state. I'll have to reach him, but I'll recommend he give you a chance. But ladies, this will have to end by daybreak, and I warn you, if any harm comes to the hostages, the prison will be retaken by whatever force necessary.
I'm not an expert, but certain things indicate that she died of respiratory failure, probably caused by a massive dose of morphine injected in her arm. There is a slight sign of a struggle, of course. Gordon, show me how you think it happened.
I would say that Mary used her job in the infirmary to steal a key to these offices. We found it on her. As much as I hate to say it, apparently she was sneaking drugs out of the pharmacy.
Mary
That would explain her popularity with the other prisoners. She must have just come through that door when she heard Dr. Matthews returning unexpectedly.
I wonder why the doctor came back. Did you hear her on the telephone, or?
No, but when I was hiding, I heard her typing. I thought that was strange because she never touched her typewriter.
Did you find what she was typing?
Oh, no, she must have filed it. Which would explain what probably happened. Mary hid in the pharmacy locker room and armed herself with the only weapon available, the syringe. And when Dr. Matthews finished typing, she went to the file. And with the doctor's back towards her, Mary came out of hiding and sprang at her with the syringe. Irene must have twisted for the alarm, but she missed and hit the riot locks instead, because Mary was hitting her and hitting her again and again. And when the doctor fell, stunned, Mary drove the syringe home. Her fingerprints will be on the morphine vial, of course.
It isn't true, any of it. I was hiding in the examination room. When the alarm went off, I panicked. I wanted to run. But when I looked out, I saw the doctor in her office lying on the floor. I wanted to see what was wrong.
And no one else was in here?
No.
And you didn't touch anything?
I picked up the vial. I thought maybe if I knew what it was, there might be something I could do for her. But then when I took her pulse, there wasn't any. I heard people coming. I had to get out of here. I know how this sounds, but I didn't kill her.
We need complete tests on the body and the morphine vial right away.
No. Once the cops get their hands on the evidence, they can pull anything with it.
Well, at least send out the vial. I mean, the worst that the police can say is that Mary's prints are on it, which she already admits to.
She's right. Might as well.
Warden Gates, are you quite sure that there was no one else in the medical suite?
I told you. Brady, the infirmary guard, heard the fight after the riot locks had sealed the doors. Only the master passkey can unlock them. No one could have gotten out. And Mary was the only person we found. Believe me, we searched. Staff came running from all directions. Mrs. Deb, the prison cook, Miss Springer, my head guard, and her squad members. If anyone had been in that room, we would have found them.
You mentioned the prison cook. Why would the cook come running to the doctor's office?
Maybe she ate some of her own cooking.
Hey, what's going on? Girls, you're just in time for tomorrow's lunch. Who? What is this mess? Who?
Never in Printanier. It's from the approved meal plan. Help yourself.
No way. My daddy wouldn't feed this to his hogs, and they love slop. We don't have to eat this stuff. We own the kitchen now. Let's get some real food.
Yeah, I heard that.
Wait a minute. Oh, dear.
Open it up.
Mrs. Springer.
Yes?
If this is never en Printanier, I'm afraid both the lamb and the vegetables died of old age. I suggest you give it a decent burial.
This food meets every state nutritional requirement. In spite of the fact that I've been denied sufficient funds to buy the best ingredients.
That is a lie. Your budget is perfectly adequate.
It's more than I can say about the meals. Have you ever tasted them, Warden? It gives new meaning to cruel and unusual punishment.
I'll look into it when this is over. That is a promise.
Miss Springer, you were in the corridor with the warden and the others when the prisoners took over.
Yes, and I have never been so frightened in my life.
How did you get into that corridor? Which way did you come?
Up the front stairs from the dining hall.
The front stairs were cut off by the riot locks.
Come on, Cookie.
She must have come up the back stairs from the basement.
Hey, come on, let's go. Check it out.
You don't have anything to gain by concealing the truth.
I don't know what you're talking about. I forget how I got to Dr. Matthews' office. Maybe it was the back stairs. What about this, huh?
Of course, the truck. I saw you driving in the gate when I arrived.
Well, when I first heard the alarm, I told Mrs. Mims to stay put. And then later, I could see no reason why she should be taken hostage.
Right.
She has you to thank for this, honey.
Mrs. Fletcher, if Cookie didn't kill the doc, who did?
Oh, that isn't too big a mystery, is it, Mrs. Fletcher? You're just afraid to say it. Well, I know who the murderer is. And I'm looking right at her.
Unload the truck! Set the barricade! Come on! Get on! Let's go! Get out of there! See the cloud! Hold it! Right there!
I'm gonna kill you.
Catherine, wait.
Dixie, get Brady. Maybe I didn't go to finishing school, lady, but I can still add 2 and 2. If the killer wasn't trapped inside the offices, then she must have gotten out after the riot lock was thrown. Well, only one lady has the magic key to do that. Brady, you sure you didn't see the warden coming out of the doctor's offices after the hit?
No, in fact, I couldn't find her. I mean, I had to call her to come with the key.
Oh, you know what we do to liars, Brady. Where was she?
I don't know. She didn't answer. Right after I called her, there she was with the key.
Warden, don't you think you should give them an explanation?
Well, it's very simple. I was in my office when the alarm sounded. I grabbed the pass key and I was gone by the time Brady called.
Oh, that'll be easy enough to check. Jamie was on mop duty there tonight. Why don't we just fetch her? We'll have ourselves a little trial in the library so everyone can watch.
Hey, over here!
Preparing for battle? You seriously think you can win?
If we had any brains, none of us would be here to begin with.
You know.
Hey, Warden. Here she comes.
Okay, it's gonna be a short trial. Come on, Lizzie, on your feet. Tell her.
Go. I heard you fighting mean with the doc tonight. And then you ordered her to stay late. Guess that's why she came back to the infirmary.
Did you see the warden come out of her office?
I sure did. Way before all the excitement. And she never came back. If she had that key of hers with her, it's because she was already planning on using it.
You're really something, Warden. You kill the doc and then you try and lay it off on Mary.
No,
Ladies,
Guilty.
what else? Yeah, guilty.
No, Catherine, you still have not made your case.
You say, lady. I say different.
So do I. That's right. Mrs. Gates, tell them why you were upset with the doctor.
Amanda, it wouldn't help.
Mrs. Gates has tried to improve conditions here.
Oh,
But it is very hard. She even started to have fainting spells. Well, because of the strain.
And Dr. Matthews knew about the spells?
Oh, yes. Was going to file a report with the board. Mrs. Gates found out about it today. But that is certainly no reason to kill anybody. I have worse reports from my doctor all the time.
But you ain't running for state senator, are you, Debs? Who'd vote for a lady who had fainting spells on the job? Nobody, right, Lizzie? So you ordered the doctor to stick around until the building was empty, and then you killed her, didn't you? What are we gonna do about her? Get her down!
Get her. You know they'll never convict a warden.
I say we use her as a shield and blast our way out of here.
No. Catherine, you made a deal with me.
I don't remember any deal.
Well, I do.
Cat, listen. You said you're doing this for me. Then do it.
I'm with her. What's it gonna be, Cat?
LocalSportsNow.com is the place for everything sports.